Hi, welcome to Formarte English Academy. We're going to start today with Unit 29 of the B1 level. So let's start right away with our lesson. We're going to start first of all with our vocabulary for today. And it's a lot about restaurant vocabulary. So let's start with the main course. What's the main course? Well, the main course is a typical menu, has a starter, a main course, and a dessert, right? The main course is usually the heaviest, most complex or substantive dish, and it is often meat or fish. Okay, so that would be the main course of in this case, of a restaurant. Let's go with number two. Number two is cup. Cup. Well, we could have a cup of coffee, for example. So that would be an example, right? The cup is when you pour some beverage, right? In this case, coffee, it can be tea, whatever, okay? So that would be cup, right? Number two. Let's go with number three. Number three, it's dessert. Dessert. Well, they serve a wide range of desserts, including ice cream, homemade pie, and seasonal fruit. So dessert is the sweet part, right, of the in a restaurant, or you can be in a house also where you want to eat something sweet, then you ask for a dessert. Number four, dish, in this case dish. The menu includes a large selection of vegetarian dishes. A traditional English dish is roast beef, right? So it can be is the same, similar to Spanish, right? The dish, right? The main dish, right? So that would be an example. Let's go with number five. Eat in. What does it mean to eat in? Well, in this case, I have some examples here. I don't want to go to a restaurant today. Shall we eat in? We could order a takeaway menu and eat in today. So eat in is like eating in your house, right? That would be the opposite of going out and eat outside, right? So that would be, in this case, eat in. Now let's go with fast food. Fast food. Okay, we have an example of fast food here. Food that is prepared quickly and you can take away with you is fast food. Another name for fast food is junk food, if it's unhealthy, right? So these are all kinds of fast food that we know, right? In this case, KFC, right? Okay, let's go with number seven. Flavor. What is flavor? Well, flavor. Which ice cream flavor do you want? Chocolate or vanilla? Or in this case, the pudding had a sweet flavor like strawberry. So flavor is the taste, right, of whatever food you are having. Let's go with number eight. Number eight, fork. This is the fork. We use the fork to pick up and eat food, right? Fork. Let's go with the other one. Hungry. Hungry. Number nine. What is hungry? Well, if you get hungry, there's some leftovers from lunch in the fridge, right? We were really tired and hungry after a long walk. We could only think of eating, sitting to eat a pizza. In this case, we have some birds here, and we know that these birds, when they get out of the egg, they're always very hungry, right? So in this case, that's the example. Number 10, knife. Well, we have different knives over here. You use the knife to cut food, right? Knife. Let's go with number 11. Okay, let's go with number 11, which is loaf. What is loaf? I bought a whole loaf of bread to make toast for breakfast. The bread didn't come sliced, but in a loaf. The loaf is the whole piece of bread that is called loaf. Let's go with number 12, menu. Menu. Well, this is the example of a menu. He read the menu, but he didn't see anything that he wanted to eat. That's an example that we have here. Okay, let's go with number 13, order. Order. Well, when you are in a restaurant, you order something, right? Your food. In this case, the waiter came to the table and asked them if they were ready to order, right? Okay, so that would be an example. Let's go with 14. Packet. Packet. It was going to be her last packet of cigarettes. She swore that she would never smoke again. Or you can say, I bought a packet of envelopes, right, to send all my Christmas greetings. Okay, so packet, something that packs something, right? In this case, let's go with 15. Picnic. Picnic. What is a picnic? Well, in this case, this is like an example of a picnic, right? We had a lovely picnic by the river with all sorts of dishes, wine, and 2 towels to lie on the rest, right? So that's an example for picnic in this case. Let's go with the other one. Plate. Plate. What's a plate? Okay. Well, we had to buy more dinner plates for the party, right? So these are plates. That's an example of plates. Let's go with number 17, portion. Portion. And this is an example. He served generous portions of soup from a black pot, right? Portions. Very similar to Spanish, right? Portions. Let's go with number 18, raw. Okay, what is raw? Okay, raw is the fish wasn't cooked at all. It was raw. Japanese cuisine uses a lot of raw fish. So raw is the opposite of cooked, right? Cooked, raw. Okay, so that would be the example. Let's go to number 19, salad. Salad. Well, potato salad is very common in Germany. Fruit salad is also called Macedonia, right? So that's an example of salad. Let's go with the other one, service. Service, we can say the room service was excellent. They were fast and ready to help. Service. 21, slice, slice. He ate a large slice of the chocolate cake and his stomach hurt afterwards. So slice is when you cut something into different slices. In this case, we have this loaf of bread cut in slices, right? So that's an example. Let's go with number 22. Sparkling. What is a sparkling? Well, a drink that has bubbles in it is called a sparkling drink. Okay, so that's a way to say it. Let's go with number 24. Spicy. What is a spicy? Well, if you eat, in this case, this hot pepper, right? An example, Indian and Mexican food are renowned for being very spicy, right? So that's an example. 24. Let's go with 25. Spoon. Very easy. What is a spoon? This is a spoon, right? You use a spoon to eat liquids or to serve soups, right? That's an example. Let's go with 26. Starter. Starter. A typical menu has a starter, a main course, and a dessert, right? The starter is a small amount of food eaten before the main dish, right? It can be a soup, it can be a salad. So that would be starter. Let's go with number 27. Takeaway. Takeaway. In this case, a meal that you buy at a restaurant to eat at home is a takeaway. You can also order your takeaway food online and they bring it home, right? So nowadays, this is very popular, right? The takeaway food. You call and then they bring you your food. Let's go with number 28. Taste. We can say the medicine had a bad taste maybe, and he hated to drink it, or you must have a taste of the cake, right? So taste, you taste something, right? That will be a verb. Let's go with 29. Thirsty. Thirsty. In this case, this lion is thirsty. Can I have a glass of water? I'm really thirsty, right? So that can be an example. Let's go with 30. Tip, right? Tip is I gave the waiter a big tip because the service had been outstanding. So remember, is what you give to the waiter or the waitress in a restaurant, the tip. Let's go with 31. Vegetarian. Vegetarian, people that only eats vegetables. In this case, a vegetarian meal includes no meat or fish. Vegetarian. Let's go with 32. Waiter. What is the waiter? Well, in this case, this is a waiter, a man who serves food and drinks at the tables in a restaurant is a waiter. Okay, so that's an example. Let's go with 33. Waitress is the girl, right? A woman who serves food and drink at the table in a restaurant is a waitress. Okay, so we're going to see today in our grammar part, we're going to see this grammar formula so plus verb or neither or nor plus verb, right? So it says here, we use so plus verb and neither or nor plus verb to agree with another speaker. The verb must match the tense in order in other speaker's sentence. So is used to reply to a positive sentence. For example, neither or nor are used to reply to a negative sentence. So if you say, I'm 15, and maybe you want to say, you want to agree, maybe you are also 15 years old, so you can say, so am I. Oh, so are we, or so are they. Remember, in this case, I'm using the verb to be, so that's why I agree with the verb to be. Or so he is, I'm sorry, so is he, or so is she, right? So in this case, that would be the way to reply if you agree with something. In this case, if we're using the verb to be in the negative, right? We are not allowed to drive. You can say, nor am I, or neither am I, nor or neither are we or they, nor neither is he or she. Now, in this case, he often catches this bus. This is present simple. So we use do or does. So we say, he often catches his bus. So do I. Or in this case, so do we, or so do they. Or if it's in the third person, then you can say, so does he, or so does she. If it's negative, he doesn't like cycling, because I nor do I, we or they, or neither do I, we or they. If it's in the present perfect, in this case, we bought return tickets, then you use the have or has. So have I, or so have we, or so has he or she. Okay, let's go to another tense. If we're talking in the present perfect, but in negative, they haven't bought tickets yet, nor or he or neither have I, or we or they, or nor or neither has he or she. Past simple, if I say I caught the train yesterday, I use the auxiliary did. So did I, so did he, so did she, we or they, or nor neither did I, he or she, we or they. Future, I'll phone her later, or I won't forget. If it's positive, we say, so will he, I, she, we or they, or nor or neither will I, he, she, or they. Future with going to, they're going to get off the bus. Just use the verb to be. So am I, so are we or they, so is he or she. With, in this case, with this model must, use must. I must hurry. Well, so must I, or so must he, or so must she. Or we hadn't noticed the time, nor neither had I, he, she, we, or they. So this is a way to talk about, in this case, if you agree with something, even if you agree with something positive or if you agree with something negative. Now, polite questions is very also important to review here in this lesson. For example, you can say, can you tell me, and then whatever you want to say, right? Can you tell me your age, maybe, or something like that? Or can you remember whatever phone number, maybe? Or do you know, or I like to know, can you find out, etc. So these are reported questions, okay? In this case, we're talking about polite questions. So maybe you can say, can you tell me how to get to the library, example, right? So we're going to practice that in a moment in our lesson 29. And talking about that lesson, let's go right away. Please turn or open your books, please. Unit 29. And we're going to see today's lesson. Okay, in this case, the name of the title is What's on the Menu? What's on the menu? So let's turn then to our book very quick. And as I was telling you, the name of the title is What's on the Menu? So we have here some food over here. So it says, write the names of all things in the photograph in the correct columns under their first letter, right? For example, words, this is to review vocabulary. So words that start with B, for example, bananas, or maybe you can find some other food that starts with B, write it down over there, with C, with E, F, G, K, L, O, T, P, and S, okay? So this is just for us to practice some vocabulary. And if you have doubts on how to say something, please let me know. Now, well, in this part, as working in a group, we're going to have a picnic together, look at the food in the photographs, and decide what you like to take. So in this case, this part, we're going to be doing it in our live classes. We're going to practice that speaking part. But maybe let's go to number 4, which says the words below are all names of food, but the letters are in the wrong order. What are the foods? So here we just need to put in order the words, okay? All of this part is about vocabulary. So that's what we are learning right now. So for example, in this case, burger, well, it's not burger, it will be burger, right? The same thing with B, C, D, E, and so on. Okay, we just need to know which words to put in over here. Now it says, well, these we're going to be working together. And the corpus spot is also very important for our grammar. It says, correct the mistakes in these pet student sentences using the correct form of have. For example, we decided to take our dinner in a pizzeria, right? So it says, correct the mistakes in the pet students using the correct form of have. So in this case, we are missing the present perfect. We have decided to take our dinner in a pizzeria. So we need to focus on these parts, right? Then we're going to have a listening. We're going to have a listening. So you can find this listening in the platform. We're going to listen to this, and then you guys are going to practice this. But this one, then you're going to complete this dialogue where it says, try to remember what the people said in the conversations 1 and 2 and fill the spaces. For example, so let's go and eat. I'm hungry. And then so am I, right? This is to practice what we just saw in the grammar part, to agree about something, right? So we need to practice that over here in this part. So let's work on these parts. You can just pause the video for the moment, and we will continue as soon as you finish the vocabulary part and this listening part. Okay, let's continue with our lesson. Let me just share here very quick. And we're going to go to another corpus spot, which is very important because sometimes we get confused when we are talking about being thirsty, right? Or we tend to use the verb have or has, right? Some people say I have hungry, right? Or I have thirst, or I have thirst. But in this case, we use the verb to be. Remember that. For example, in this one, you don't say we had hungry. You will say we were hungry. We use the verb to be in the past in this case. So which verb do we use before thirsty, hot, cold, lucky, sad, and afraid? We use the verb to be. For example, here, at first I had afraid. No, I was afraid. So that's something that I would like for you to consider and practice, please, this corpus spot using these verb to be verbs with these feelings, so to speak. Now, if you want to keep on practicing the so am I or nor am I, you can do this grammar spot over here, which is very, very important. And also talking about polite questions. It says, look at conversations 3, 4, and 5 and listen to them again. Underline what is different from what you hear. For example, here we have here today's special. It says on the board, what is that, right? So that will be, in this case, a formal question, and it's what they say, yeah, a polite question, right? So you can listen to conversations again and underline these parts. Well, we have some other grammar spots that you can learn. There's well, these parts we're going to practice them in our live classes. And remember this, that when you are speaking and when you're asking politely for information, you can say, can you tell me, can you explain, or I would like to know. For ordering food, you can say, I'll have, well, I'll have a hamburger. I'll have a meatloaf or whatever. Or you can say, can I have, or I would like. Apologizing, you can say, I'm sorry, but, or I do apologize, but, right? In this case, if you want to order food. This is also very important for you to, it says you want to ask a tour guide some questions. Ask politely using the words in the box below. Adding if when necessary. Write down your polite questions. For example, how much does a hamburger cost? How much does a burger cost? So you say, can you tell me how much a burger costs? Or is the service included? Do you know if the service is included? So here you're going to create questions, reported questions, so to speak, and over here with the other ones from C to H. Okay, so that part is also very, very important for you guys to do. Well, of course, we have the reading part. This, please keep on working with the reading. It's very important for us to read a lot, right? And it's going to help us with our vocabulary. So in this case, it says read the text and questions below. For each question, circle the letter next to the correct answer, A, B, C, or D. Okay, so it's like reading comprehension, and it's very important for us to do that. We also have some other reading, and we're going to practice these speaking parts in our live classes. So that will be lesson 29. We're almost over with the B1 level, and I hope you are getting ready to start the B2. So thank you very much. We will see you in our lesson number 30.